Welcome back, everyone. It's time to do some of the little attractions around Mabe Village. We're going fishing first.
How about some fishing, little buddy? I'll only charge you 10 rupees.
Okay, here's how you do it. Hold A and release it to cast your line out. The longer you hold it, the farther you'll cast. You can tug on your line by moving the left stick. If you want to reel it in a hurry, keep tapping A real quick. You've got this, little buddy. So, the fishing minigame. Now pay attention, right down there in the bottom left corner, next to the fern, or the fern-like thing closest to the left-hand side of the screen. That is a bottle, a new addition to this game. You can store a fairy in it. Let's get casting. I want to catch that fish right down in the bushes, so we will let the line sink. You need to wait for them to bite. They'll nibble at it sometimes, but eventually you will be able to get their attention. Flick the line to make them take a look. And there we are. When they're facing towards you, reel them in quickly. Ease up on the slack when they're facing away. And eventually we will catch it. You need to catch one of each kind of fish.
Wow, a 22.98-inch fish. That's a real lunker.
Nice one. That's worth 17 rupees, easy. For landing a lunker, I'll set you up with a new lure. We have the middleweight lure. We will need that to grab the bottle.
This is the first time you landed one this size, huh? Let's mark the occasion with a piece of heart.
It is worth noting you got one piece of heart from doing this in the original game. If you'll notice the right hand side, as we keep going with a different lure, the fish on the right hand side in that nook in the original version, that was the one with the heart piece in it. So let's catch the attention of this one. We need to catch a fish of both kinds. These ones do not fight as much. So we've reeled him in. It's a decent size, I'd say. Decent size for those anyway, but we still get 13 rupees out of it and a heart piece. So not too bad, that's 3 already. Let's keep going because I want to get that bottle down there. I think I've just missed it, so you can reel the line in and not catch anything, you'll get another cast. So, we'll let it sink to the bottom. It is worth noting, fish can actually attack the bottle and cause you to drop it. It's all about patience though. And as you can see there, other fish will swim into view. In the original game, you just had the fish that were there when it was loaded. Let's move very carefully, moving it along the bottom so that we don't catch the attention of fish. We'll only have to deal with the one in that nook where the heart piece fish would have been in the original game. And as you can see, there's a very big fish coming in to replace the one we caught down there. We're not going to worry about setting records just yet. Alright, get it a little bit closer. When he's facing the other way, mash the button. And there we go, we have our first bottle. If we find a fairy, we can store that and that will act as a healing potion. However, I do not believe they revive you in this game. We will stop for now because we have everything we need. We will have to come back much later in the game. But 3 heart pieces already, that's not too shabby. Let's actually take a quick look in the shop now. Cutting the grass as we go to try and find more money. There we are, 90 rupees, 91. But we have two important things to buy, the deluxe shovel and a heart piece. We can grind for money, but it's going to be a bit difficult. Our destination is the trendy game. You will need the shovel if you are serious about hunting secret seashells. So we should pick it up pretty early on. Now we have some pretty good prizes to get. You can either talk to the man at the desk or go to the buttons here. So, this is a pretty standard crane game. Use the A button to move it to the right. Use X to move it forward. We want that Yoshi doll. I think I've overshot a little bit on this one. Yep. Oh, that's painful. Sorry, Yoshi. Yep, he's slipped out of our grasp. So we'll try again. I'm usually pretty good at this. I've had a fair bit of practice, but we all make mistakes along the way. That should be pretty good. Oh, that does not look comfortable for Yoshi. And is he going to slip out? Yes, just. Of course I had to say I was pretty good at this. It is worth noting that in the original version, you didn't have as much trouble. Things just stuck. So we'll make sure we grab the 50 rupee there, sorry. And as you can see, there's magic powder there. At least in the original game, you could get magic powder. I will actually have to check and do the research sometime. So you will collect all your prizes after you finish playing. Let's try and get Yoshi one more time. This should be good. So, this is where you want to grind money right at the start. Yoshi has slipped out, but we've got him in the prize area. It is worth noting that a secret seashell can appear here, and it will do so after you have acquired the Yoshi doll. It can be very difficult because it will slip out a bit. The heart piece is usually a bit easier. I thought I jinxed myself there. But with the 50 rupees, we have actually recouped our cost. Let's grab our prizes. There we are, 50 rupees. And another piece of heart. That makes 4. So we've actually got 4 heart containers before the first dungeon. That's not too shabby. But now that we have our Yoshi doll, that is the first part of the trading sequence. As the young boy there will tell us. Whoa, you won the Yoshi doll. We've been trying to do that forever. Our mom is really desperate to have one. There were no clues to the trading sequence. You had to work it out on your own, but you could indeed win the Yoshi doll. What I'm going to do is try and grind a bit of money. If we head back inside, we will see that there is indeed a secret seashell and a figure of a chain chomp with a ribbon on its head. This is actually a clue to part of the trading sequence. So we'll try and win that secret seashell, and we will get that figure, because after this, 50 rupees will become accessible again. The secret seashells, I find, are the most difficult. Their odd shape means they are more vulnerable to physics. Okay, so the secret seashell, which I usually have trouble with, goes smoothly. The Yoshi doll, which usually goes fine, I have trouble with. So we do need this because this figure can go in Madame Meow Meow's hut. This is an interesting side quest, but I'm going to point out right now, there are no prizes for doing it. It's just something nice. So, we've grabbed a couple more prizes and we can grind for money. I'm going to take a little time to grind for money so we can get the heart piece and the shovel. Those are fairly important to have. So, tell you what, I will meet you outside Mamasha and Papa's house when I've earned 400 rupees. Well, actually, I'll meet you outside the shop. So we're finally back with a bit of money grinding from cutting bushes and playing the trendy game. We have 400 rupees. It is tedious, but I do recommend you do it because the deluxe shovel kicks off your Secret Seashell quest and it is useful for later in the game. And we can pick up the heart piece to give us 5. I am not going to be stealing from the shop. It is worth noting that you do have to steal from the shop to get 100% completion in the DX version. So it's probably worth stealing the bow if you have to steal anything. But now that we have the shovel, which we will set to the X button, we can grab some Secret Seashells. Head into this little kennel, which we probably should be doing in a different order, but dig in the corner. And you can get another one. That makes 3. Now, as for what I should have done first, we want to head back to Mamasha and Papa's house because we have to deliver the Yoshi doll to Mamasha. They have 4 figurine spots in their house as well. So let's talk to Mamasha and kick off the trading sequence. And we get a ribbon. Now, do you remember how we got the Chow Chow figure? Yep, that's where you need to go. You actually need to give the ribbon to that little chain chomp in the kennel where we just dug up the Secret Seashell. You can say hi to Marin if you want. Also, take note, if you accidentally hit the dogs around town with your sword, they will attack you and deal half a heart's worth of damage. The Cuckoos are here and you can also damage them.
Makeup, jewels, dresses, I want it all.
Oh, that ribbon! I need it. Will you trade for my dog food? Lucky, thanks. Well, here's your dog food. And there we are. What are we going to do with dog food? Well, after a quick trip into the mysterious forest, I will tell you. Why do we have to go into the mysterious forest? Because there is a secret seashell. Now, admittedly, I probably should show you this one a bit later on, so come to think of it, rather than wasting your time going through the forest and then tracking back, we'll do it after we've cleared the Tail Cave. But there is a seashell we can get on the Taronbo shores. Head back to where you got your sword. Which is just down here, and now proceed off to the right. There's a cracked wall we can take care of later once we have bombs. Interestingly, you do not get bombs in any particular dungeon. You can buy them from the shop after a certain point. And remember this little location too, it will be important. Not just for the secret seashell, but because we will need to come here later on in the game. Quite a nice little hideaway. Now, if we can maneuver past the monkey throwing coconuts at us, we can go into this house here. This is where we hand over the dog food. Talk to Sale the alligator.
What's that you have? It's canned food. For heaven's sake, man, give that to me. Please. I'm gonna lose it if I can't get that can.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that. And like most depictions of goats, he just eats the can and everything. And I think you can actually hear a crashing noise.
That was great. I know it's not a fair trade, but here's some bananas. Yum.
Now, we do actually need to complete the trading sequence because, unlike a lot of other trading sequences, this actually ties into the main events of the game. You will need the bananas. But for now, we've done everything we can in the trading sequence for quite some time. So let's head back to where we saw the Tail Cave, because we can finally go in there. Reaching that will be the conclusion of today's episode. Maneuver past the Octoroks. We don't need the Guardian Acorn. Grab a bit of money. And let's head on down. That tree is important. Remember it for later on. And we will grab our key and unlock Tail Cave. Notably, the key looks like those statues. Is the game telling us something? So when I see you again, we will be heading on into Tail Cave. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time on our adventure through Koholint Island.